Hey guys, what's going on? Nivens here. Time for your weekly rock wind-up. The Valentine's Day edition brought to you by Kickstart by Mountain Dew. Jumping right into it with the Misfits. Of course, they disbanded back in 1983. Kind of resurfaced with Jerry Only working on it in 1995 with kind of a second-tier run of Misfits. But it seems this week that Doyle Wolfgang von Frankenstein saying he's going to work diligently on getting an original lineup back together and on tour, maybe even working on music. He says, of course, it would be huge. That there was actually talk, I think in like 2002, where Glenn Danzig, Only, as well as Doyle, all got together, but somebody leaked it that there was talk about a reunion, so that put a kibosh in it. But he's saying that he's going to work diligently on making that happen. I, for one, will very much be looking forward to that. Well, it seems this week more announcements coming from the camp of Corrosion of Conformity. Mike Dean and Reed Mullen of the band, guitarist and drummer respectively, working on a new project called Teenage Time Killer. It's got everybody from Hollywood Taylor of Slipknot, Stone Sour, Dave Grohl, of course, from Foo Fighters, Lee Ving of Fear, Jello Biafra from Dead Kennedys, and the list goes on and on and on. Randy Blythe from Lamb of God, all these guys contributing to this new album, which I guess is going to be just super kick-ass. I mean, how can it not be? All the instruments were laid down in Grohl's studio out in California. Of course, that utilized a mixing board from the Sound City movie, so and Sound City Studio subsequently. So looking forward to this one. No date yet on when it'll be released. As soon as I know more details about it, I'll make sure to let you guys know. Well, I told you last week that the annual gathering of the Juggalos, Insane Clown Posse's sort of, I guess you would call them fans, if you will, was going to be relocated from Illinois down into the Ozarks of Missouri. That is not going to happen. I guess the campground that was going to be putting it on, that was allowing for it to happen, got flooded with phone calls and emails and concerns from the locals down there. So looks like the ICP gathering of the Juggalos will not be happening close by Kansas City. Wah, wah, wah. As soon as I find out when it's going to happen and where it's going to happen, I'll make sure to let all of you know. Well, big announcement coming from the Hell Yeah camp this week. Of course, their fourth studio album, being titled Blood for Blood, will be out in June, but they have parted ways with Bob Zilla and Greg Tribbett. Now, this is interesting given the fact that Tribbett and Chad Gray are in Mudvayne together. No word from either one of these guys as to what the reason is behind it. And according to Hell Yeah's Facebook page, don't assume anything. Changes were necessary, had to be made, and believe us, when you hear the new album, you will understand. A new bassist has already been tapped from Blood Simple, a guy named Kyle Sanders. So I'm definitely curious to see how the sound of this album is and what subsequently actually went on behind the scenes. Well, closing out your weekly rock wind-up with more cowbell. It seems that Will Ferrell will take on his doppelganger, Chad Smith from Red Hot Chili Peppers, in the ultimate drum cowbell battle-off. In order to raise $300,000 for Cancer for College, Will Ferrell agreed to this after Chad called him out, of course, in a video last week, and he closed out by saying, "Chad, I accept your challenge. We can do it at a Chili Peppers concert or at a respective library." And I end with this: would you rather fight 100 duck-sized ducks or one horse-sized horse? I'm Nivens. Thank you very much for tuning in to your weekly rock wind-up. If you're heading out to World of Wheels this weekend, I'm sure I'll see you out there. And do not forget to text the word Kickstart to 49891. That is Kickstart to 49891 to get you registered for a possible trip to Denver to see the kickstarting, if you will, of Volbeat as well as Trivium's spring tour, sponsored by, of course, Kickstart by Mountain Dew. I'm Nivens. Have a great weekend. Peace. Breathe. Breathe. Woosah.